Today we're gonna be greeted with several different comedians from different walks of life, and first and foremost, give it up for Bryan the HOG Man Dean. Give it up. Get ready to laugh, people. Get ready to laugh.
Check. Yeah, I'm just warming the room up here. I appreciate everyone that could make it out. I actually didn't think I was going to tell a joke. So I'll wait for the bleeding fear to come down here. So I was in Jerusalem. Recently. And I was there with my nagging wife. And we were quite enjoying our time there, for what it was. Just enjoying our time, nice hot, good time to be there. Something kind of wasn't sitting right with me.
What was it?
I don't know. One day we're walking across the street.
What happened?
Milk truck, drove by a milk truck, that wife.
Wow.
Tough time.
That's terrible.
And sorry folks, you didn't make it through. Like I said, nothing there. So, and they have a funny custom down there. They hooked me up with this funeral director, and he tells me, okay, crunch the numbers, did all the arrangements. Got two options here. We can ship her back to the States. Body is in a sort of casket thing, travel ready. It's gonna cost you $50,000.
Wow.
And on top of that,
Too much.
Yeah.
we have a U.S. burial that we have to do. It's another $20,000. We're looking at $70,000
Burn her.
thrown away to get her buried in U.S. soil. I say no. Let's hear the other option. Says okay. Well, for $500, could bury her right here in the Holy Land in Jerusalem. Gonna take care of everything for you. So really, your two options are: you got the $70,000, get it all done in the U.S., or you can do $500 right here. And I think about it for a second. I think, crunch the numbers in my head a little bit. And I tell that funeral director, I say, hey,
What is Jelly doing?
ship her back to the States.
What?
Why? Why did you do that?
More expensive.
And he has the same reaction. He says, what the? He's flummoxed. He has no idea. No one's ever done this before. He's like, sir, what do you mean? Ship her back to the United States? That's a lot of money. And I stood my ground. And he just said, I got to know why. Why can't you have her buried here? It's a Holy Land. It's Jerusalem. A lot of history here. It's a great time to be here. And he's, looking right in the eyes, and I say, heard a story once. About 2,000 years ago, man lived here, died here, was buried here, and he came back. And I just can't take that chance.
I think we all know what it's like dealing with wives, girlfriends, just women in general. Next on the lineup is going to be a fan favorite. Give it up for Ethan, the lady man. Goon the lady man.
How are we all doing tonight? How are we, Lehigh Valley?
How are you doing?
I'm doing great. Thanks for asking, my stylish friend over there. Geez, this is really a dream show for me. We got first the Hog Man, and I get to open up for the great Aidan McKee.
Oh, yeah.
This is just an honor. This is just an honor.
He's amazing. I love that guy.
I always do research on the people I'm going to open for, and Aidan, I found out, is 1/8 Jewish.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, 1/8 Jewish. He said he would really like to, if he was at least half or maybe full, more for the street cred. So he told me he was going to call his uncle, see if we could, change those numbers a little bit. Because his uncle would be Jewish, and you don't have to laugh at that one, guys. But seriously, though, I do want to talk about, it's on everyone's minds, this whole Israel-Palestine thing. We gotta talk about it. Let me talk about it. I saw a news headline the other day. It said Israel's actually worried that the issue may turn northward. It might go north, which is also the concern for Netanyahu's hairline. North, going north. That guy's going bald. You know what cracks me up? You know what cracks me up these days? We got this split among Christians. We got some people say Israel, some people say Palestine. And it's a thorny issue, but to me, I don't exactly know why, you know. Imagine, the people that say Israel, it's all about, it's the Holy Land, it's our history, our culture. And it always just sounds like your parents telling you about their college days, you know how it is. They take you there, they show you around, say, this is where we met. This is the cafeteria where we had our first date. And then just out of nowhere, this is where we killed the Son of God. I mean, that would kill the mood, I think. But seriously, I remember back in my day. You know what I remember? You guys remember this?
No.
Back in my day, Zionism was just ordering one of everything at Bojangles. I mean, this guy is big. He's a big guy. Zion Williamson, you remember that thing that happened with his shoe? You guys remember this, the shoe thing?
It broke.
Just busted off. You know what every fat person in America said? What is this? What is this guy? This guy's getting the best treatment a fat guy has ever gotten at a college campus in history. Because think about it. He blows out of his shoe. Everyone's at all the news channels. Oh my goodness, he's such a raw athlete, so much power, aggression, This is a physical specimen. Was that like what it's like when he was at Duke in general? Was he going into class? He walks into class, 8 a.m. stats, sits down, the chair breaks. Oh, geez, what raw power, what raw athleticism. He's just so big, he broke the chair. The professor's up there. Sits down, rips his pants. Oh, gee, you can't contain this guy, he's so big. He's a big guy, did I mention that? He's a big... Zion Williamson is a big guy.
He's fat.
He's a fat guy.
He's fat.
Let me tell you how big he is.
No.
Zion Williamson, no, I don't like cheap humor. The one thing about me, I do not like cheap humor. So anyway, let me tell you guys a story. So I go to college, right? Liberal arts. Ever heard of it? Liberal arts college. These days it's more liberal than arts. It really is. You know what I had to do in my psych class? I had to come out as straight. I really did.
Good for you.
My professor, God bless him, he's a queer fella, calls me into his office, says, Ethan, you're not doing so good in the class, but I really appreciate your story. And I was like, oh, really? You don't know that much about me. What do you mean my story? He's like, just where, your unique position in my class. I was like, my unique position? He's like, yeah, as a queer person on campus. Uh-oh! No good for this guy. So I had to break the news. I am not queer. I'm straight. Do not tell your professor that, let me tell you. I mean, F in the class. So anyway, 15 minutes later, that B went to an A+.
What did you do?
I got extra credit. I did some homework for me.
Bravo.
So. I really do love college, though. College is awesome. You know what? I went out to a restaurant the other night. You want to know what's going on with these restaurants? Have you been out to a restaurant lately, young man in the front?
Yeah, Burger King.
Burger King. Not one of those restaurants, though. That's a real American
Olive
establishment. Olive Garden? Let me tell you what happened at Olive Garden. Olive Garden, they're getting so specialized with everything these days. Specialized. We gotta have efficiency. So I walk in, guy greets me, says, hello, I'm the seating waiter. The seating waiter? Okay. So I say, all right, could I have a seat since you're the seating waiter? He says, okay, that's actually going to be the table waiter you're going to want.
Oh, yeah.
So I say, okay, bring me the table waiter. Table waiter comes up, says, all right, I've got a table for you. I say, great, it's been 45 minutes. So I get the table finally, table of one again. And I sit down at the table. Up comes a guy tugging on my sleeve. Get off me. He says, I'm the butter waiter. Well, what are you going to give me? He says, I got the butter for you. I say, all right, nice enough of you. Can I order now? He says, nope, I'm just the butter waiter. Walks away. 2 minutes later, a guy comes up to me with a pitcher of water and says, I'm the water waiter. I give you water. At this point, they were fed up with me. So I'm like, I get it. You're going to give me water. You're the water waiter. You give me water. So then, finally, the menu waiter comes up. I've been waiting for this guy the whole time. Menu waiter comes up. I order. He's nice enough. He goes away. Then I feel like a tug on my pants under the table. I'm like, what is going on down here? I kick at this person. He stands up. I go, well, what are you doing down there, buddy? This is unprofessional. He goes, I'm the head waiter. And that was not okay by me, ladies and gentlemen.
Wow.
That is not okay by me. Now, ladies and gentlemen, it is my immense privilege, my great honor, to present to you the esteemed, the classic funny man in comedy. What? He was flashing to it, man. I don't know what that means, but ladies and gentlemen, Aidan McKee.
Apologies for being late. The wife was driving again. Woo! I'll tell you what, she knows how to take her time getting ready. Makeup reference. Oh, anyway, enough about me and my problems. I have a story to tell. Just a couple nights ago, me and my better looking half were at home, you know. I'm just having a couple Coronas, watching the Panthers playing football on the TV. Yeah, you know, yep, I'm just drinking Corona. I have my favorite football team, the Panthers, on the TV. And, you know, she's doing her thing while I'm watching the Panthers and drinking my Coronas. And then she comes in and she's like, I'm hungry. Okay. So I keep sipping on my Corona for a little bit. I'm like, okay, I guess I'll be a team player and get a place to eat for both of us. So as I'm sipping my Corona, watching the football game, I'm like, you know what? We can go get you some food, because she's hungry. And she replies, I'm not hungry anymore. Oh, okay, so I keep sipping my Corona, watching the Panthers game on the TV, as I'm finishing off a Corona. And we're about like 3/4 into the game. I'm finishing my 5th Corona, and I'm like, you know what? We should go eating, whether or not she's hungry. So I know about this Vietnamese place down the road. Thank you. And I'm like, you know what? We should try this place out. I've heard great things about it. This Vietnamese place. I get them again. Down the road. And I'm like, oh, I'm just gonna finish this Corona. The Panthers football game is almost done on the TV as I'm finishing off this Corona. And she comes in, and I'm like, oh, well, let's go to this place. We get in the car, and she's like, I've been hungry for 5 hours. Okay. So we're driving to the place, and then she decides where she wants to eat. Okay. She goes, I want to eat at the Cheesecake Factory.
Yeah!
The Cheesecake Factory? Oh, yeah, I'm sure. I want to order a side of cake and whipped cream with my pie for dinner. Yeah, makes a lot of sense to me. Yeah, I would love some cheesecake for dinner. Next time I want to buy more Coronas, I guess I'm going to go to the Disney store. The Cheesecake Factory. Yeah, I'm sure they serve dinner food. Okay. She said they did. Safe to say we ate at Burger King that night. The Cheesecake Factory. Anyway. That's good. You know how parents are. Whenever you're like, hey, I might get a tattoo. I have this really good idea. It means a lot to me. It's going to look freaking amazing on my arm. And they're like, you might regret it someday. You ever stop and reply, no, but I might regret not getting it someday? Yeah, I would totally regret looking down at my arm when I'm 40 and it looks freaking amazing. I would totally regret that, yeah. I would totally regret being a total chick magnet for the rest of my life. Yeah, that would absolutely suck. Yeah, oh, while we're at it, I would totally regret winning $1 million. That would suck too, yeah. Yeah. Thank you. I mean, it's the 20th century. They already took smoking from us. Now they're going to take body art too? I'm waking up. I'm not okay with it. Tattoos are freaking cool. So anyway, a couple days go by. I have this promotional shoot. I need to film at an island. So I hop on this plane to go to this island to film a promotional shoot I have planned. So I get this flight. And as I'm flying to this promotional shoot I have at an island, it's like a 12-hour shoot to get to the island for the promotional shoot. So I order a drink. Actually, I don't order. I order a water. Why not? But then I'm getting hungry because it's a 12-hour flight to get to the island for the promotional shoot I'm flying to. So I order a hamburger, expecting, beef, ketchup, mustard, bun. And I'm just waiting for it to come out. But, I mean, airplane food is never as good as you expect. But, it's whatever. And it comes out, and I take a bite of it. And I'll tell you what. That was not beef. The only beef I had was with the bitch who gave it to me. It was tofu. Liberals. Am I right? Tofu this and tofu that. Does meat even exist nowadays? Am I right or am I right?
You're right.
I am right, thank
Right,
you.
brother.
Yep. So anyway, I take a bite of the burger. Disgusting. So I spit it out, obviously. But then, it's still a long flight to get to this promotional shoot I have on this island that I'm flying to. And as I'm waiting, because it's like a 12-hour flight, and we're about 8 hours into the 12-hour flight to the island that I'm waiting to do a promotional shoot at, I order a drink. Because, I get a little thirsty while I'm flying to the island that I'm doing a promotional shoot at. So I order a rum and coke. Just a nice, easy drink. Even this woman couldn't mess up, 2 ingredients. Rum, Coke and ice. That's all I need. So as I'm waiting just for this rum and coke, I see her bend down to get the ingredients out of the cabinet, and I see her take out this can. And I'll tell you what, it's not red and white. It's silver. No! First tofu, now Diet Coke? I'll tell you what, if I needed Diet Coke, I would let you know. I'm sure I would know if I needed Diet Coke. I'll tell you what. So I'm like, what is that? And she's like, I'm making you a rum and Coke. And I'm like, that is not Coke. And she's like, yeah, it's Diet Coke. It'll be healthy for you. I'm like, do I look like the type of guy who needs Diet Coke? Okay. So anyways, I'm just curious. If I ordered a gin and tonic, what were they going to give me? Bleach? Diet Coke. Yeah. It's good for you. So anyway, I get to the island for the promotional shoot after I flew to the island for the promotional shoot. And I did it before flying back from the promotional shoot. But anyway, a couple days later, I had this realization. You don't see too many engagement rings nowadays. Am I right? Who has an engagement ring on right now? I don't see any engagement rings on. Maybe one. Oh, no, you're married. What are you doing? I don't believe that for 1 second. You know what? Modern day society has found a new way to show that you're dating somebody.
What
Seriously.
What is it?
And you would never guess what.
What? What?
Ding, ding, ding! Lock screens, everybody! Why would you need an engagement ring when every time you get a text, you get to show off your significant other? That is the new engagement ring. Then I'll tell you what, I freaking love it. I really hated back in the day when I would have an image of my favorite football team as my lock screen. I hated having to change it up every time I found a really cool, amazing photo that I wanted as my lock screen. Like, I found this image of Master Chief once. I was like, oh man, this would be an amazing image. Yeah, I hated having to switch it up every time I found a really amazing image. I like that I can just stick to one image now of my significant other, and that I'm not allowed to change it for the rest of my life. I love that, actually.
That's great.
Sounds like I'm joking, but honestly, it does come in handy. I'll tell you what. All it takes is when one woman is trying to get too close to you, she sees you get a text, she sees you have a woman on your phone, and she knows, back off.
Right.
It really works. I'll tell you what. Oh, I actually have a true story about this.
Oh, do tell. Tell a story.
So anyways, a couple weeks ago, when I was still at college, because we're on winter break right now for the audience who isn't here. So a couple weeks ago, I was at college, and I'm a business student. Really amazing. I love business. White collar work. Yep. Yes, sir. I love it. I like sitting at a desk and working on my computer. A lot of fun. I really like it.
Yeah.
But anyway, I remembered I have to meet up with this female student to do a homework assignment that we were planning on doing. But totally platonic. It's not that kind of joke, so I don't get that in your mind. We have to meet up, and I'm like, oh, you picked a spot. And she goes, let's meet up at Starbucks. Typical. Anyway, so we meet up at Starbucks, and I get us a table while she's ordering her triple shot venti, mocha, caramel, espresso with low-fat whipped cream, and then the extra shot of espresso and low-fat whipped cream, and God knows what. Just a very normal modern-day drink. Well, I get a table for us, and then she comes over, and we're doing this homework assignment very platonically, just normal guy, woman, doing homework together. She had to give me my hoodie back too, but that was irrelevant. But we were just like, just doing homework together. I had to give her this mixtape I just happened to make for her. But anyway, irrelevant. We were just doing this homework assignment in Starbucks together. And I had my phone on the table, face up. And I get a text.
What is that? What does it say?
So obviously my phone lit up.
Uh-oh.
And she sees
The
this
girl.
woman on it. And she's like, who is that? As she removes my arm around from her shoulders, obviously. And I'm like, and obviously, you see, it works. It's an engagement ring. She knows now. And obviously, I was like, oh, yeah, it's just my sister. But anyway, yep. Anyway, moving on, it really works. That is modern day society's engagement ring. And again, with her, we just had some classes together, obviously. We were both business students. I think we took very normal required classes. We had Business 190, normal class, how not to be a man at work. Oh, we had Management 220, how to tell if your boss is a Capricorn. Normal modern day classes. But the one class we never had, the one course we never had together was Enter. I'll leave it at that. Anyways, I have one last quick joke. I thought Bryan was going to tell, but he didn't. So I'll just throw it out here. I can't take credit for this. So anyway, this Jew and his dad are at the flea market. I'm Jewish.
Not a joke I was going to tell.
But anyway, so this Jew and his dad, who is also a Jew, they go to the flea market. They're just looking around. The dad's kind of by himself browsing, and the son is kind of by himself browsing. They're just looking at things as they're browsing in this flea market, individually browsing the flea market. And as the son is browsing, he sees this action figure he's been dying to get, because it's a collectible. And he sees this for $20. And that is a bargain. And he knows a bargain when he sees one. So he goes running to his dad, who's kind of individually browsing in the flea market, and he's like, hey, Dad, can I get $20 to buy this action figure? And the dad goes, $15? What do you mean $10 for this action figure? How are you expecting me to give you $5 for this action figure? I am Jewish. I am kind of Jewish. Anyway, I'm going to hand it back over to the MC Andy to close us out. But thank you, ladies, for coming out. Thank you, ladies.
You're welcome.
All right, thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for coming out. Let's do a little bit of voting here. So if you're a fan of Bryan the HOG Dean, let's hear it, Bryan the HOG Dean. All right, now, if you were a fan of Ethan, Lady Man Goon Award, and give it up for Ethan, Lady Man Goon Award. And if you were a fan of the long-winded yet very funny Aidan Gordo McKee, give it a hand, give it a hand. Thank you for coming out. I hope you have a wonderful 2024. Come back next week. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much.
Thank you.